Hey guys, it's Sam for Rizom-Lab, and in this video we're going to go over the packing updates and settings that are new to RizomUV 2025. So let's move on over to the application and take a look. The big news when it comes to packing in RizomUV is the new GPU accelerated packing. This means that your packing will be faster and you'll get better tile coverage. How much faster is dependent on multiple factors that I'll go over shortly. But first, let's talk about who this is available to. At the time of recording of this video, GPU accelerated packing is only available on Windows. This will hopefully be expanded sometime in the near future. Another consideration and requirement for GPU packing is hardware. GPU packing in RizomUV utilizes CUDA technology, which means it's currently restricted to NVIDIA GPUs. So if you're using anything from an NVIDIA 20 series card and upwards, and your drivers are up to date, for you it's ready to use. RizomUV actually lets you know whether you can use GPU packing inside the application. So let's take a look. If this checkbox is on when you open RizomUV, it means you have the supported hardware. But you also have the option to turn it off if you wish, to return to using your CPU for packing. If you find this checkbox off and grayed out, it means supported hardware was not detected. So let's talk very quickly about GPU speed increases and how this is tied to hardware. RizomUV utilizes multi-threading when it comes to CPU calculations and the new GPU calculations in 2025. In my system, I'm using a first generation Threadripper currently and an RTX 3090, and I'm seeing speed increases between the CPU packing of 2024 and the GPU packing of 2025 of around 4 times faster. This may not be the same for you. For example, if you're using a consumer grade CPU with only 6 to 8 cores, but using a newer graphics card like an RTX 5090, you may see speed increases of 6, 8 or even 10 times faster. So keep in mind that these speed increases are hardware dependent. It should also be noted there has been an improvement to CPU packing too. It is more optimized and generally faster. Okay, so here we are in RizomUV and I've loaded this scanned model of a rock. I've chosen this model because it's pretty heavy going in terms of polygon count and the number of islands it has been cut into. It has close to 1 million polys and 10,000 islands, and this is going to help me showcase a setting new to RizomUV 2025 called Packing Strategy. This setting can be located in the packing panel attributes here at the top. So we press this button and the packing strategy is here. This strategy setting allows the user to determine how packing is handled and offers options of balance between computational speed and accuracy. So I'm going to enlarge the UV view. By default, this setting is set to efficient. So with this setting enabled and leaving all other packing settings at default, let's give our scene a pack by pressing P. You'll notice that it took around 6 seconds to pack 10,000 islands, and we're getting 45% tile coverage, which is displayed down here, with a padding setting of 4 pixels. The efficient strategy prioritizes fast computation and quick packing over precise padding values. So you may be thinking, does this mean that the distance between my islands is sometimes less than my chosen padding value? No, absolutely not. The minimum distance between islands will never fall below your chosen padding value, but in some cases it may be slightly larger, especially when packing organic shapes like our example here. Okay, let's undo this pack with Ctrl-Z and select our next packing strategy, which is Padding Perfect. With this now enabled, let's just pack with the shortcut P. You'll notice this time the pack is taking longer than the efficient setting, and for very good reason, and we'll go over that once this pack is complete. Okay, the pack took 16 seconds to pack 10,000 islands, but we have better tile coverage of 48%. This is because the Padding Perfect strategy makes padding accuracy and space utilization a priority. This is more intensive in terms of computation than efficient, hence the longer packing time. So the takeaway from this is if you want a fast and decent packing result, go with efficient, and if you want a more accurate result, maybe for a final pack, go with Padding Perfect. Okay, the next packing strategy is called Pixel Aligned, and this mech robot model is going to help me showcase it. So the model has already been packed using the default packing strategy, Efficient, and I've got a map res here of 512 pixels, and we can actually visualize these pixels now in the viewport settings. You'll see that each one of these squares represents a pixel of our map res. You'll also notice that some of these smaller islands occupy only a small part of a pixel, or some of the islands only occupy a small part of a pixel on its edge. This is important, and we'll be coming back to this in a minute. So our packing strategy is already on pixel aligned, so let's just pack. Now you may look at this and think a normal pack has taken place, but it hasn't. What Pixel Align does is take the bounding box of every island and aligns it to the pixel grid. I can show you this by switching to the transform tool and selecting an island. You can see the bounding box of the selected island now, and it is indeed aligned to the pixel grid. And if we shoot up to those small islands we were looking at earlier, they are now occupying most of the pixel instead of a small part of it. So that's all very well and good, but what exactly is the use case for this? Well, a good example is texture baking. Aligning UVs to the pixel grid keeps baked textures sharper, cleaner, and more reliable in games or in renders. It also ensures that small islands like this will be detected by sub-pixel sampling and baked into your texture. Okay, the last packing strategy to go over is called pixel art. This strategy lends itself to a blocky pixel art style, which is exactly why I've loaded this model here. It should be noted that at the time of recording this video, the pixel art strategy is currently in an experimental stage of development and should be treated as such. In fact, this gives me the opportunity to invite anyone who is a pixel artist that uses RizomUV to come join our Discord and let us know what your needs are regarding UV mapping. So first I'm going to set this up for packing without the pixel art strategy so we can see the problems inherent to not doing so. First I'm going to set my map resolution to a low 32 pixels, my margin to 1, and my padding to 2. And so we can visualize the pixels of our map res, I'm going to turn off the grid and show pixels. Now each one of these squares represent 1 pixel of our map. So let's give this a pack with the efficient packing strategy. Notice how our islands are not aligning with the pixel grid. So I'm going to save this model in UV map and open it in another application. Okay, so I've loaded my model into a demo of an application called Union Bytes Painter. It's a pixel art painting tool, and I'm going to use this to showcase how misaligned UVs can represent problems with this pixel art style. So I've created a new project with a map res of 32 by 32 pixels and loaded my mesh. Here on the left is the UVs, and in fact I can turn on a grid which allows us to see the map's pixels. I'd like to paint a black outline around the heart, so let's start painting. I'm going to zoom in here and zoom into this UV shell and try and paint around the edge of it. Already you can see we're having problems because parts of our UV are hanging over multiple pixels, or in some cases partial pixels. This means it will be impossible to get a uniform edge around this mesh. Alright, now we're back in RizomUV, let's change our packing strategy to pixel art and repack. This time the borders of our islands have been aligned to the pixel grid. This means that when it comes to pixel painting, things are much more uniform and produce much better results. Okay, so you might be thinking that this model mesh has a regular grid and probably wouldn't be suitable for a game engine. So will the pixel art strategy work with a mesh that doesn't have internal edges like this and is much more optimized? Alright, here we have the same model without a regular grid in the interiors of the islands. And if I select this face, you can probably see it a lot better. So let's pack again with the pixel art strategy. As is evident, the island borders have conformed to the pixel grid without any issues. Alright, moving on. I have this model of a radio loaded and it already has cuts, so I'm just going to pack it with the base orientation set to automatic. So let's press P. Alright, so everything is packed and this might suit your needs fine. But you may be in a situation where you need your UV islands to have the same orientation that they have in the 3D space. This could be for various reasons, such as making texture authoring easier, like adding decals. So with this in mind, I'm going to load a texture into RizomUV. As you can see, it has a bunch of arrows on it, all pointing up. So let's load this into our 3D view in RizomUV. As is evident, these arrows are not pointing up in our 3D view, and this is because of the orientation of our UV islands. In the past, RizomUV offered orientation options for this called X up, Y up and Z up, and although they functioned well, they were lacking in certain situations. These options have now been replaced by Align UV to 3D, and you can find that over here under the base orientation. We have two sections in this setting, main axes and full back axes. Let's deal with the main axes first. So, up here, we have spatial directions X, Y and Z, and the UV directions both positive and negative. In this case, what I want is already selected. I want to align the Y direction in 3D space to the positive V direction in UV space. So let's just press Pack, shortcut P. Now all our arrows are facing up in the 3D space, indicating that the islands are oriented to match our model. And if we select the negative V direction and pack again, all our arrows should be pointing down. Okay, what about the full back axes? Well, to demonstrate this, I'm going to load a very simple model. Here we have a simple plane object laying flat on the XZ plane. So let's take a look at the Align UV to 3D settings again. In our main axis setting, we have Y aligned to positive V, but in this scenario, that doesn't make much sense. How can we align the Y axis to anything when this object doesn't have any volume in the Y direction? This is exactly what the new fallback settings are for. When RizomUV encounters a situation like this, the fallback settings are invoked. So let's unfold this object and pack. You can see that the main axis settings didn't find any useful data for the reasons I just explained, and the fallback settings were used instead, as indicated by the fact that the X direction has been mapped to the positive U direction. And if I turn the texture on in this view, we can see that. So those are the packing updates for 2025. I hope you found this video useful, and I'll see you next time. If you enjoyed our video, please like and subscribe and hit the notification bell for video updates. You can check us out on social media, Discord and our website, links in the description. And if you're looking for more RizomUV content, you can choose one of these videos on screen. That's it. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.